talk today about how I became a struggling postgrad trying to find my place in the world to someone who was able to replace their income comfortably. I'm not anyone special, I'm not a content creator, I'm not one of your household names in the trading industry, but what I am is a real trader who's been able to make a real difference in my own life and the lives of those around me. I'm originally from South Africa. I grew up in a place called Durban on the east coast of South Africa. Initially studied mechanical engineering. It was always just a way for me to kind of prove that I was good at something. I never got good results when it came to the technical sides of things in school. Took a look at engineering and the engineers that I knew in South Africa, and I thought it was going to make me rich. It obviously didn't. I thought that, I would progress on in my career and one day in my 30s that I'd be a millionaire driving a Ferrari from mechanical engineering. I moved to Ireland when I was 24. It's opened a lot of opportunities for me. I wouldn't be where I am today geographically or in a business sense if it wasn't for the time that I spent at university. I moved to Ireland when I was 24, got the job. I was solely focused on engineering. Everything was great. And then after a short period of time, I started to realize that I wasn't going to get to the financial goals that I had initially intended to achieve based on the engineering route. So I started to look at a few other options, as most people do, turn to social media, turn to the internet, how to make money fast, that sort of thing. I came upon trading through the traditional social media marketing route, but I'm a little bit of a skeptic. So, I tried to see who I knew was applying this skill, who I knew was doing this, and how I could kind of draw from them to be able to get a little bit of personal experience in trading. Because, you see all these things on the internet and people are promising you these lifestyles, these lavish lifestyles where, you're going to make hundreds of thousands in a month. It's completely unrealistic. So obviously, being the skeptic that I am, I try to find people that were doing what I wanted to do. And I came across a friend of mine who was trading. We were at a very similar stage in our journey. So, we would chat every day on WhatsApp, fundamental analysis, technical analysis, all the rest of it. He just absolutely took off. I was still fumbling. That was in 2020, 2021. Just got myself familiar with the idea of trading, the technicals behind it, the fundamentals, losing hand over fist. I had to do that for a little bit of time to be able to understand that this is not going to be $100,000 a month anytime soon. It's not going to be an overnight success. What was the best way to kind of move forward? I started looking into ways where I could get more funding, because to me, the big problem wasn't necessarily my strategy, because I could apply my strategy and, I was making $20, $30 per trade, which at the time I thought was absolutely brilliant. That's when I came across prop firms, which I found in 2021. I thought that at first, again, being the skeptic that I am, I thought they were way too good to be true. But I did a little bit of digging into it and, there was a few reputable firms around at the time. So I decided to go ahead and do the challenge. And at this stage, I didn't know what I didn't know yet. My confidence to a certain extent was still very high because I had been achieving results on, demo trading and things like that. Like I said, in the form of $20 wins, $30 wins, whilst I still had the losing periods behind me, I was starting to reach or at least what I thought was a profitable period in my trading career. Back in 2021, did a challenge with one of the reputable firms and got funded for the very first time. And I thought this was absolutely brilliant. My confidence was through the roof. It couldn't have been better. I was going to be rich, finally. And I blew that account before I even got a payout. That was the start of the rest of my journey, where I started to realize that this is not for the faint of heart. This is not going to be the overnight success, like I said. So I went through a long period of blowing challenges, buying one challenge after another, borrowing money from friends to trade, putting trading on credit cards, deep into a spiral, getting into a very negative hole from trading. On my way out, ready to give up, decided, look, I'm right the way at the end, or so I thought. While I've got a little bit of momentum, while I've spent all this time, money, let me keep going. Let me rebuild. Let me try and dismantle it a little bit, piece by piece. From a period of about end of 2021 till beginning of 2023 was my rebuild phase. Through all of this, started to see a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. I started to see profitable months, whilst they were sporadic, inconsistent. It was the little thing that I needed to keep me going. Then decided that I was going to take the approach of treating trading exactly like a business, like anything else, given the respect that it warrants. We'll spend 4 years at university to become an engineer, but think we're going to be a trader like that overnight, consistently profitable. And I feel like everyone kind of falls into this trap. In April of 2023, I registered my trading business. And this is where I took a full-on professional approach. I got an accountant, I got some accounting software, I started to record my incomings, outgoings, all my expenses, all the profits that I was making. And I did all of this while I was funded with one 200K account. And at that stage, I felt that I had reached a period of consistent profitability. Now, it was never, life-changing money that I thought it was going to be. I was in the right direction, and I thought that this particular approach could take me exactly where I wanted to be. That approach just snowballed, and I was able to, at the end of April 2024, I had hit just over 6 figures in the dollar amount, which was life-changing for me. I had some unprofitable months through there, but it really balanced out, and I think that I went on a 9 straight win streak month, if you will, in terms of profitability, which it did wonders for the confidence. It's kind of reaffirmed that everything that I'd done over the last 4 or 5 years had been worth it. And since then, we've gone on to effectively do half of that in the month that followed, bringing us to today, where I'm seeing trading as a professional endeavor rather than just, something that I kind of do on the side. I'm still trading with a full-time job, which is a balancing act at the same time. It's definitely overtaken my full-time income. I still keep the job on the side for psychological reasons. I think now the journey is then now how I'm going to build my trading, my first year in business effectively, and my biggest month ever. Hope you guys enjoyed a little look into my journey. I hope you've been able to take some useful insights away from it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on the FundedPeaks YouTube page.